This is your weekly report on corruption in the Philippine government. 2 kilos of suspected shabu valued at 13.6 million pesos were recovered from a policeman and his wife and a member of the Philippine Coast Guard during a buy-bust operation in Barangay Bolan, Zamboanga City on Wednesday, the 18th of September. The suspects were identified as Seaman First Class Mohammed Abbas, 30, assigned to the Isabela City Coast Guard Station, and Police Staff Sergeant Celia Lidin Jr., 44, assigned to the Police Regional Office 9, and his wife Mardi. Police considered City and Abbas as high-value targets in the illegal drugs trade. Also seized from the suspects were marked money and a vehicle. The contraband was brought to the Regional Forensic Unit for examination while the suspects were taken to the Zamboanga City Police Office. The Office of the Ombudsman suspended Tobias Fornia Mayor Ernesto Tajan Langit III for abuse of authority and conduct unbecoming of a public official effective immediately for 6 months. The Office of Tajan Langit received the suspension order signed by Office of the Ombudsman Officer in Charge Jose Bamia Jr. dated the 11th of September, 2024, on Thursday, pursuant to Section 24 of Republic Act 6770, in relation to Section 9, Rule 3 of the Administrative Order No. 17. He, Tajan Langit, is preventively suspended without pay until the administrative adjudication of the case is terminated. Bamia stated in his order. Tajan Langit, in a media interview, said his lawyer is now preparing an appeal. I voluntarily stepped down following the suspension order, but my lawyer is now studying my appeal or legal remedy, he said on Thursday. The suspension stemmed from the complaint filed by Vice Mayor Jose Maria Fornia for abuse of authority, conduct unbecoming of a public official, grave misconduct, and violation of Republic Act 6713 for the physical injuries allegedly inflicted by the mayor. Tajan Langit reportedly punched the vice mayor in his face following a dispute on the distribution of family food packs to their El Nino affected residents last the 29th of April. Fornia will be temporarily sitting as mayor of Tobias Fornia until Tajan Langit's suspension order is lifted. An incumbent village chief was gunned down Friday night by a still unidentified gunman in Barangay 5 San Silvestre, San Nicolas, Ilocos Norte. A report reaching the Philippine National Police in Ilocos Norte said on Friday, Jojo Bagay, married and a first-term chief of the village, was shot at about 6 p.m. while he was seated in the garage of his residence, according to witnesses. The victim was rushed to a nearby hospital but was pronounced dead by the attending physician. Police investigators are still determining the identity of the attacker and the possible motive of the killing. The Sandiganbayan has denied the appeal filed by a barangay treasurer and affirmed the Baguio Regional Trial Court in finding him guilty of 4 counts of malversation of public funds in connection to the cash prizes of a 2011 Sanganan Kabatan Sports Fest. In a 27-page decision written by Associate Justice Ronald Moreno dated the 17th of September, the Anti-Graft Court's 3rd Division found Barangay Camp 7 Treasurer Romel Beltran guilty and affirmed a prison term of up to 10 years. He shall also suffer the penalty of perpetual disqualification from holding any public office, the court said. The amounts involved 11,300 pesos representing the cash prizes for the winners in basketball, chess and billiards. The supposed recipients of the cash prizes denied having received the same, as well as signing their names in the payroll used to make it appear that the sums had been correctly released. The court turned down Beltran's claim that no malice or fraud can be imputed since there is no evidence that he put the public funds in his custody to his personal use. The Sandiganbayan has affirmed the conviction of Moro National Liberation Front founding chairman Nur Missouri in 2 graft charges over the ghost purchase of information technology educational materials worth 77.26 million pesos when he was governor of the autonomous region in Muslim Mindanao in 2001. The anti-graft court denied the motions for reconsideration filed by Missouri, former Department of Education ARMM Director Lea Vigilda P. Sinches, Accountant Aladdin DUC, Supply Officer City ICP Usman, Commission on Audit, ARMM Resident Auditor Nader M. Macagan, Chief Accountant Pangalian M. Maneri, and private individual Cristita D. Ramirez of CPR Publishing. In the anti-graft court's decision promulgated last the 24th of May, Missouri and his co-accused were sentenced to 6 to 8 years imprisonment for each graft conviction with perpetual disqualification from holding public office. However, the decision acquitted them of 2 malversation through falsification of public documents charges due to the failure of the prosecution to prove their guilt beyond reasonable doubt. They appealed their conviction by filing separate motions for reconsideration as they argued that the court's finding on the alleged ghost deliveries have not been established. Mr. Uri even said in his motion that the non-delivery of items was based merely on conjectures, speculations, and surmises. Mr. Uri also said that the photocopies presented by the prosecution during trials were of dubious authenticity, and he claimed that his signature had been forged. However, the Sandigan denied their motions. Contrary to the position taken by the herein accused, we reiterate that the prosecution was able to establish all these elements with moral certainty, it said. Prescinding from all the above-mentioned circumstances, we maintain that the prosecution has sufficiently established that the scheme designed and executed by the herein accused gave unwarranted benefits, advantage, and preference to accused Cristita de Ramirez, and caused undue injury to the government, it added. The 24-page resolution was signed by Presiding Justice Amparo M. Cabotage-Tang and Associate Justices Bernalito R. Fernandez and Ronald B. Moreno. The criminal charges stemmed from the payments made to MBJ Learning Tools on the 21st of December, 2000 of 31 million pesos and CPR Publishing on the 24th of July, 2001 of 46.261 million pesos for the supply of IT packages for public elementary and high schools in the province. However, state prosecutors said that the IT packages were never delivered and the officials were accused of falsifying documents to make it appear otherwise. An incumbent village chief and his son were killed by gunmen riding in tandem in Barangay Lapting, San Juan, Ilocos Sur Monday night. Police identified the victims as Belo Joseph Padua Valoroso, 52, and his son, Joma, 24, both residents of Barangay Caranon, San Juan Town. The San Juan Municipal Police Station reported that at around 7:10 p.m. on Monday, the victims were on board a Mitsubishi MV-100 van on their way home from a cockpit arena when they were shot by the still unidentified gunmen. The older Valoroso was rushed to the Suero General Hospital in Cabugao, where he was declared dead on arrival. His son was rushed to the Pira Hospital in Cabugao but was transferred to Northside Doctors Hospital in Bantay, Ilocos Sur, but died while undergoing treatment from multiple gunshot wounds. A dragnet operation was conducted immediately after the incident and the police are still determining the motive of the crime. An international boxing judge and radio personality on Tuesday, the 24th of September, filed a string of criminal complaints, including plunder and graft, against a congresswoman and her husband in Mandawi City. Edward Ligas asked the Office of the Ombudsman for the Visayas to investigate Mandawi City Rep Emery Dolores Lollipop Ano Dizon and her husband, Barangay Opeo Captain Nixon Jojo Dizon for plunder, violation of the Anti-Graft and Corrupt Practices Act, falsification of public documents, and falsification of their statement of assets, liabilities, and net worth. This is a classic case of graft and corruption, a crime of plunder. I am filing this as a taxpayer, said Ligas. Ligas accused the Dizon couple of illegally acquiring a 2,500 square meter lot that was part of the 186 hectare reclamation contract between the city government of Mandawi and a private developer. He said the property in question was acquired for only 2 million pesos after they were issued a deed of absolute sale on the 16th of December, 1992, which was way below its actual valuation of 50 million pesos. Ligas said the property is currently worth 70 million pesos, computed at 28,100 pesos per square meter. Their actions constitute a violation of the plunder law, as they have unlawfully amassed wealth to the prejudice of the government, specifically the city of Mandawi, and its people, Ligas said. Ligas added that on the 28th of May, 1992, the Mandawi Regional Trial Court Branch 28 named the city government as the owner of the reclamation project that was conveyed and assigned to the Mandawi Realty and Resources Corporation through a memorandum of agreement. The original certificate of title for 186 hectares of reclaimed lot was issued on the 1st of March, 1993 to Mandawi City, but on the 15th of January, 2003, Marico became the owner of the lot that was sold to the Dizons. The Dizons then registered Lot 1K3F2 under their names, which led to the issuance of TCT 55310. The transfer of title was done after the Dizon couple presented to the Register of Deeds 2 documents, a deed of absolute sale dated the 16th of December, 1992 and a confirmation dated the 19th of December, 1996 as proof that the property was already sold to them, Ligas said. but Ligers questioned why a 2002 subdivision survey and a TCT issued in 2003 were annotated in a 1996 document. Ligers added that when the property was registered under their names, Auano Dizon was already working as a private secretary for her father, the late Mandawi City Mayor Thadia Teddy Auano. She continued to serve as his private secretary until the 30th of June, 2007. Ligers alleged that the 1996 confirmation was falsified to make it appear that the transaction took place before she joined government service. Simply put, graft and corrupt practices include bribery, extortion, and nepotism, which are characterized by putting self-vested interests above the mandate of serving for public welfare, accompanied by secrecy and deception without regard of dire effects to the public, Ligers said. He also accused Auano Dizon of violating sections 4 and 3H of Republic Act 3019 or the Anti-Graft and Corrupt Practices Act for taking advantage of her relationship with then Mayor Pedang Auano, who was her grandfather and direct supervisor, when she acquired the government-owned lot. Ligers also accused the couple of violating Article 171 of the revised penal code by conniving to produce falsified documents to support their acquisition of a portion of the reclamation area. The respondents acted in concert and connivance with each other, in the commission of the crimes with clear criminal intent to conceal, falsify, and gain from the acts, Ligers said. Ligers alleged that Auano Dizon violated the SALN law for her failure to submit a true and detailed sworn statement of her assets and liabilities, source of income, personal expenses, and taxes paid in the preceding years. They connived to amass wealth with intent to defraud the city government of Mandawi. That's why we filed a plunder case, Ligers said. In a statement, the congresswoman insisted that the acquisition of the property was above board, saying she was still a private citizen when the purchase was made. Is it a crime for a private citizen to buy land from a private developer? Auano Dizon said. Auano Dizon said she is ready to address the allegations raised once she receives a copy of the complaints. As to the SALN law that she allegedly violated, Auano said it was the same issue that was raised in the past and was already dismissed. Auano Dizon described the complaints as harassment suits as the election season is just around the corner. A dismissed employee of the Bureau of Immigration with mental issues faces possible criminal charges after being apprehended at the Department of Justice compound with an unlicensed firearm. Justice Secretary Jesus Ramila said Wednesday. The man was apprehended along with another individual late Tuesday by police officers from the Manila Police District Station 5. In an interview with reporters, Ramila said the suspect, who apparently knows a lot of persons in the DOJ, was also discovered to be a scammer. The person is obviously a mental case. He has mental issues. He knows a lot of persons here and he knows the system. He has been dismissed from the service before, so he really has a problem. He carries a gun but has no license, he said. Yes, scammer. It's discovered as a scammer. But let's look where the case brings us. Because right now, he is only facing illegal possession charges, he added. Officials did not release the name of the worker pending a final disposition by authorities, but officials confirmed he had been dismissed since March for loss of trust and confidence after working at the agency for 7 months. The Office of the Ombudsman has recommended the filing of 3 counts of nepotism against suspended Mayor Michael Rama. The anti-graft body found probable cause to indict Rama for 3 counts of nepotism or violation of Section 3E of Republic Act 3019, or the Anti-Graft and Corrupt Practices Act. The case stemmed from a complaint that Rama allegedly hired his wife's 2 brothers as casual employees at the Cebu City Hall. Since the certificates of live birth of Elmer and Goma, Mandanat, show that they are siblings and younger brother of Marilu, Rama's wife, it is therefore established that their appointments by respondents are prohibited nepotistic appointments, the Ombudsman said in its 15-page resolution. The Ombudsman said the suspended mayor's explanation that he was surreptitiously made to sign the plantilla of casual appointments for Elmer and Goma is unsubstantiated. As discussed above, the plantilla of casual appointments indicating on their faces the full names of Elmer and Goma, their position titles, and periods of employment, among others, obviously show that Elmer and Goma's appointments were nepotistic. The Ombudsman resolution further read, Jonal Sasida, who adopts a name in Josa Chayongbian Osmano on Facebook, filed the complaint against the suspended mayor over the alleged nepotism, grave misconduct, and graft and corruption before the Ombudsman in Quezon City on the 24th of January, 2023. Rama, along with 7 other city officials, including his city administrator and city assessor, is still serving a 6-month preventive suspension until the 9th of October over the alleged non-payment of salaries of several City Hall employees. Environmental groups have condemned the killing of a staunch anti-mining advocate and his companion in Surigao del Sur on Sunday. Alberto Cuartero, village chair of Barangay Puat in Carmen Town, and Rondazes were shot dead by still unidentified assailants in the nearby municipality of Madrid. The Madrid police called on people who may have witnessed the shooting in Barangay Linabunan to help investigators identify and track down the perpetrators. Cuartero, who was in his late 40s, was one of the local voices protesting the wanton destruction of Carmen's natural environment by mining operations. Since Monday, the Philippine flag had been at half-staff at the Carmen local government center as a sign of mourning for Cuartero's death. The local government unit of Carmen strongly condemns and deeply mourns the unjust death of Juan Alberto O. Cuartero, barangay captain of Puat, the municipal government said in a statement. As government officials, serving the people is our top priority. However, it saddens us to realize that there are individuals who seek to hinder the plans aimed at the welfare and development of our community, it added. That's all for this week. I'll see you next week with more stories of corruption and foolishness within the Philippine government.